Hello, hi everyone, hi America. What's happening today? How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful day. My name is Michael Tomlinson. I am an American tutor. Today is August the 27th, 2023. It's still summertime, summertime out there. I had to go out there and run a couple of errands earlier. And yeah, it's hot. And that's what happens, when it's summertime. Can't fight that. So I hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and you're taking care of yourself and your family and your friends and your loved ones are all doing good. I hope that's happening. To start things off, this is going to be really kind of a twist, I think. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Don't know. Uh, but I do hear a lot of bad news. I mean, I hear a lot of, horrible things are coming down that, the Americans are just unaware of. And it has to do with just so many different areas and industries in America that it's almost like if I did come to this channel and this, camera and talk about all the bad things, it would sound like I'm just talking about gloom and doom. And I can see why some of the YouTube channels do nothing but spread doom and gloom. And they look for information. That's the only thing I don't like about it, is that people are always looking to dig up more and more um, information about how to talk about how things are just messed up and how we are getting screwed over by the government or by banks and other institutions, corporations. It doesn't matter, but it's all bad news. The way I see it is bad news. And that's seems like the current buzz. When I say buzz, current buzz, I mean that's just the latest news or the latest topics and the latest kind of attitude, overall attitude I'm getting from Americans that are just boots on the ground to economic uh, uh, individuals who are just citizens reporting back in a sense, stuff to help Americans avoid all this turmoil that's coming down the pike. But then this turmoil is just all bad news. So I appreciate the tips and tricks of how to navigate through it. And this, I don't want to say hypothetical, but it is something that could happen tomorrow or next week. And I have to agree. I mean, I just have to agree with those people, because of what I do for a living too, and how involved I am in all the different things I hear about that are very true across America. And but every time I bring that up to people, just regular Americans or my friends maybe, it doesn't really go into it. I don't think they really look at it and absorb it the way I do. I know they don't. So it's a very selfish self-assessment thing when I do talk to other people, because they're just listening about themselves, or like whether it applies to them or not, and that's it. They don't. Outside of them, it doesn't matter. And I have a good example here. So if I'm talking to you and say, well, man, there's, auto repossessions are just off the hook high. People are having their cars repoed because they can't afford to keep them or keep up with the payments. And that's, and I'm just saying that in a sense to help give people the vibe or understanding that there are hundreds of thousands of Americans who cannot make their car payments, and that, eventually they're going to lose their car. They lose their car, they may not be able to go to work or, or do the things they need to do that day. So it just starts to go downhill the way I see it. And it doesn't really apply to you. Like, I know it doesn't. I'm saying this, I'm talking about it, not because I think it applies to you, okay? Don't stop doing that. I don't know why. So that's why I bring it up to friends, and the response is like, I don't owe any money on my car. So it's just a very, like I said, they don't look at it the way I see, or they don't see what I see. All they see is themselves, and they self-assess themselves into what I just said, and that's it. And when I'm being an American tear and raising awareness to the fact that there are Americans are struggling, and that's a very obvious sign. But like I said, I don't think people are connecting connecting it the way I am. Because all I get back is like I said, a self-assessment of what the people have to say about themselves in their vehicle, and that's it. They can't even expand their thinking outside of that little box to think like, oh wow, yeah, their economy is probably a little, it's a little rocky right now. They don't want to, for some reason, go in that direction, or give it some understanding that there's a ripple effect to this too. That when you have, hundreds of, I don't know how many people, thousands and thousands of folks losing their vehicles across the country, it's going to affect, I keep saying this, it really affects everyone. And I know that's probably, but I can't get people to get over themselves long enough to understand that, So to bring your bad news, it really doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't really happen. Or just even talk about America and the problems. It's tough to do that too. Because like I said, you bring it up and people just self-assess themselves, man. Like they're just like, oh well, I'm not homeless. I'm not hungry. I don't know what the problem is. And I'm like, well, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying you're hungry and homeless. I'm talking about it because it's a national crisis. And you won't, you just can't look past yourself yet to see that and how it's going to impact everyone and you too. I mean, it's going to affect me and everyone. And it probably has already. They just somehow, like I said, there's a lot of denial going on out there, where no matter how I talk about the problem, it's just a self-assessment, just kind of like out the window, and there is no like expanding the mind into being a critical thinker or free thinker and think like, oh wow, that's why we need an American Tear movie. That's why we need to be American Tears. That is why. It is right there in front of our face, and I'm showing you, and I'm letting you know, and but you just can't, or not you, but people just don't want to know that, don't want to see it. You just put on blinders and, don't want to engage in a conversation that has to do with the overall America and Americans. That's, oh, is it, and people probably think it has nothing to do with me, which is this is why America is so messed up. Because no one cares. That's what it comes down to. People just don't care. People care about themselves. They care about their lifestyle. They care about what's going on with them. But outside of that, they just don't care. And that's sad. That is disappointing because we are going through some heavy-duty issues in America right now, and we can't be wasting our time on this trivial way of thinking. We gotta really become critical and really become open-minded and really start to think freely and bigger outside ourselves. Am I I know I'm making sense about what I'm saying, but is it just going in one ear and out the other, and you're just like, it makes sense, but I don't care, which I just said. People just don't care unless it smacks them and hits them right in the face. Then they're like, they care. And that's just being a wait and see American. That is you're not growing. You're not doing anything by not caring or just thinking about yourself, and yourself and yourself and yourself. When you know that these issues I'm talking about are going to affect other family members in your family, are going to affect your friends. You don't know that. And that little, like I keep referring to this ripple effect, like it's going to indirectly affect you. And so don't just separate and say, I don't care, it's not my problem, because it will be your problem soon enough. I know you don't think it will be, but I'm trying to help you. I'm not trying to get you to think poorly about what's going on here. I'm trying to help here, trying to help people become more understanding. And I've made video about this in the past, becoming more understanding instead of just being understood. Saying, well, I don't have the problem. You understand that? And period. No, like I said, no wonder this country is falling apart. No wonder I want to unite Americans. This is why, exactly the reason why, we should be united, and grow through this as Americans. Even if you don't think it really applies to you, it does apply to you. And it will hit you soon enough. And you'll realize that, yeah, we need a voice. We need something to happen in America that's going to set us into a better direction and a new America. Not this old working, I don't know what we're in right now. And that's what I keep also saying too. It's like, it's just so messed up that, people are just saying what they want to say, or just formulating their own kind of thinking process because there's no other way to think about it. There's no sense of direction. Everybody's just kind of making it up their own way. And that's what's, of course, dividing America. And when we should come together to tackle these issues, to be proactive, to start working on a new America. And it might, take some baby steps, but at least we're going in the right direction, right? Right? We're going We're moving. We're going, we're doing it. Moving up. Not moving down or just staying some like stagnant kind of ground. Moving up. Do you understand that? I'm not, I shouldn't use the word you because I'm not really trying to just say it's you, but do we understand that? Do we together as Americans understand that? And I gotta understand that myself. I gotta keep moving up, man. I hit some lows, during my week. I have to really pick myself up, change my agenda, change my priorities sometimes, just to make it through that day, make it through that week. And so I'm no different from any American out there who is going through a day-to-day life. I mean, it's just the same for me. It is for everyone else is on the same boat. But at least we're captains on our own ship. That's the thing, is that we know we can navigate. We know, how to sail. We have our own ship to move with, and to start to seize the day, seize opportunity, create opportunity, look for opportunity, or just to accept life on life's term, which is kind of just an opportunity in itself. And life on life's term can be pretty lame. I get it. We all get that. We all understand that. And we all have to, whereas a lot of us already had to pay some stupid price because the standards and the status have just kind of kept us on that plateau. Well, we need to go up, move forward and go upward. I mean, all of us. I'm not just, I'm talking to everyone. I want, we can all do this. It's very possible. I know everyone's thinking that's impossible, Michael. You're a dreamer. Dream on. I will dream on. And it is possible. And there are hundreds of us out there that feel the same way I do. So I'm not alone when you just think like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're doing. You're saying that to hundreds of other very knowledgeable people too, saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're doing. And I do. I know everything. All of a sudden, I know it all. I hear that a lot from people, like, you know what you're doing. I know everything. And I don't know. And if you do know everything, this is always my challenge. If you do know everything, then join the American Tears and show me. Show me what you know. Put it on the table. If you have real knowledge or not. I will know if you have real knowledge or not really fast. If you can be smart and say I'm smart, and I believe you. But if you're going to try to act like you're some intelligent, individual, then you really better be able to show me that. I'll let you off the hook at smart because a lot of people are just smart. But to know how to use that, how to be smart, how to become smart, and then know how to take it to another level. Learn how to become intelligent with what we have. And gain a little wisdom. But that's a whole other level. Wisdom, that's just a whole other thing. I don't even want to talk about wisdom. That would just blow your mind up because you can't even get past the smart part to become intelligent enough to understand what wisdom really is. Besides what you understand from textbooks and academic-wise in a smart way. That's what it is. And that's what it's defined as. But in a real universal law, wisdom is a major thing, man. I mean, not everyone can just claim that title. Not just like not everyone can claim being intelligent. And and if you're smart, and you should be smarter by joining in with American Tears. Yeah. Wow. I I'll leave it at that. There's so much more to talk about, and I could just go on and on and on, and not repeat myself. Go on and on and on. I can really just go on and on and on with a whole new shindig, about what's happening. Uh, I'm not sure if people are even ready for that right now. We can't even unite, to just start to handle, just a little bit of truth. And just a little bit of truth, I'm telling you right now, the truth is that we need to come together. As American Tears, we need to understand that that's the only, not the only way, but it's the best way to change America. And by exercising your free will and joining in with the American Tear movement, you are helping to save America. And save a lot of things, actually, more than just a country. I'm talking about saving people. Some serious stuff. Serious responsibility. And it shouldn't be taken lightly. I don't take it lightly. I don't take standing in front of the camera and delivering this message as some like I'm just going to talk. I have a message. I have to deliver it. And I have to just deliver the message. And I want you to take it and receive it and understand it and start to unify. To save America and to save yourself. Little do you know, you need your soul needs to be saved. We're all being eaten up by secrets. Our souls are eating us up with secrets that we keep repeating and keep doing. And as you learn and become more American Tear as an individual, you'll just start letting that stuff go, because you'll realize that it's just not good for you. And we all want a new America, and a new America is change. Change. It's and what does change look like? It's going to look different. We can't say things are changing today and they look the same tomorrow, right? That's not really changing anything, but when I say change, I mean real change. Where it's not going to look the same. It's not going to feel the same kind of change. Yeah. Alrighty. Get all fired up. Getting ready to save America. Hope you are. Let's do this. Have a magnificent day. Thank you for your time. Peace. Love. We'll talk later.